Hi everybody, it's Friday, it's time to shave. Do you ever long for simpler times? Do you ever long for the good old days? Really? You do? Me too. Well, were things ever really simpler? Were they really the good old days? I don't know, but let's just think of them wistfully. Let's not delve too deep into the old social mores that we're glad are not here anymore, the different attitudes towards all sorts of things. Let's just think back to the rose-colored glasses memories of yesteryear, shall we? Just for today. Just for today. We won't delve too deep into anything. What we're going to do today is shave through the decades. I'm going to shave with 3 different products from 3 different decades. First of all, I'm going to start back in the 50s with the aftershave. The aftershave, you've seen it before, it's Yardley's English Lavender. This is a vintage bottle from the 1950s. This is Frank Sinatra's favorite aftershave. There's a photo of him with this very bottle next to him. So, vintage 50s. And then with a razor, we're going to jump ahead to the 1960s with the Beatles' favorite razor of the early 1960s, the Gillette Slim Twist. No, it's not adjustable, but it's a twist to open. And inside that, we're going to use some blades, some Gillette Blue Blade, that's easy for me to say, from the 1960s as well. So I already got one of those preloaded in here. They're probably not going to work great. They kind of dull over time. But so we got the 50s, we got the 60s, and then for the shaving cream, we got the 1970s, the Gillette Foamy Lemon Lime. Now, after I did the video of this, I'm shaking it up to make sure it works really well. I looked on a date code inside, and I don't know if you, can't really, there we go. Let's see, it says 72 is in there. Oops, that was upside down, dang it. Q72 and then 12-8. So I'm going to assume that this was made in December of 1972. That's what I'm going to assume. I mean, look at that. When I looked around at what cans look like from the time, that's what they look like. So, let's hold them all up without breaking anything. We got the 1950s, the 1960s, and the 1970s, and it's the 2020s, folks. Don't we all know it? So let's start shaving. And if you need to buy some stuff online without having to go into a store, go to executive-shaving.co.uk. The links will be below. Use Sinatra 5 for a discount on anything you order from them. They have millions of items. Maybe millions. Thousands, certainly. Hundreds? Yes. All right. So, I took a shower, did my hair. I'm going to put some hot water on my face. And I haven't shaved in about a day and a half. So I'm getting scruffy. I don't know if you can see it. It's not No Shave November. Certainly not. But let's go ahead and shave that off and feel better. Some days you just don't feel. I didn't even take a shower yesterday. Just one of those things. But you should continue to take care of yourself in this crazy time, in this wacky times. Don't worry. It'll all be over soon. In a good way. In a good way. All right. Gillette Foamy, vintage, unused, except by me. I even cleaned out the nozzles. See that? Clean out your nozzles, folks. In this time of crisis, clean out your nozzles. That's all you got to remember. All right. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, smells so good. Smells like the old, I really am scruffy. It smells like the old popsicles from the 1970s. You know, the sort of popsicle that a lemon nor a lime was ever near in the production of. Just that smell, that lemon lime chemical smell that we all knew and loved back then. Because we didn't know anything about organic or natural or farm to market or yada, yada, yada. Or buying local. We just went to the TG&Y or the Walgreens or the Woolworths and we bought ourselves, whatever was on the shelf. All right, as I said, I got a Gillette Blue Blade in my Gillette Slim Twist. This was the Beatles razor, and now it's mine. It's a pretty mild shave. I'm gonna soak it in some water down here, just get the blade wet and the head wet so that or warm and wet so that it won't be cold against my little delicate face. All right, let's shave. Yeah, it's pretty mild, this razor, so I can feel it. It's not slicing through this nearly 2 days growth of beard, but I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to let the weight of the razor, it's a lightweight razor, I'm going to let it do the work. Let it do the work. But as I said, as we continue on through these weird times, and we start to read glimmers of hope, as well as warnings of great danger, hopefully the two balance themselves out. And by checking several different sources, you get a balanced view of what's going on in this crazy world of ours. But I'm tired of thinking about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of reading about it. So you know what I did the other day? I felt so good. This was so great. It's gotten real warm here lately. Today and the past 2 days, it's been 90 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny, but low humidity, so it's been beautiful. Just beautiful. I think it was on Tuesday, I got out the old lawnmower, fired it up, mowed the front yard, mowed the backyard, took out the weed eater, did some edging, got rid of some weeds, cut those lines real straight. I don't have a giant yard or anything, so it doesn't take me long. It takes me about an hour total to do everything. To get all the yards mowed. I know in England you call it the garden, the front garden and the back garden. We call them yards over here. We got them yards in the front and the back. Anyway. And when I was done, I was hot and sweaty. Everything was put away. Everything was nice and clean. I felt so good, like I always do whenever I mow the yard. Now, I'm not a huge fan of yard work. I'm not one of those nuts. But having accomplished something, I am kind of a neat freak. Here's the first pass. It feels pretty good. It's not bad at all. And this Gillette Foamy, man, from 1972, it's good stuff. All right. What was I saying? Something about mowing the yard. I don't know. I just felt good. I felt like I was in control. That's what it was. Everything was squared away, and I felt in control, and it felt so good. And then the kids, I got the inflatable pool out of the shed. Luckily, I had the foresight last summer to clean it off and dry it properly so it wasn't full of mold or dead bugs or anything. We blew up the inflatable kiddie pool in the backyard, and the kids got out there and romped around for a while. Of course, they tried to drown one another, and I got a little bit mad at them, but those boys, they're a rough pair, man, sometimes. I gotta save them from each other. But I sat out there on the lawn, and I got sweaty in the sun, had my shorts on, kids playing in the pool, and all was right with the world. You just got to find those little moments, And not just during these, times, just any time. You got to find those little moments of quiet, peace, calm, zen, And for some people that's shaving, for some people it's yard work, for some people it's playing an instrument. Some people it's writing, drawing. Some people it's working, putting yourself into your work. Whatever work you do. Find those moments for yourself. And then for others, because I've been a little on edge past week or so. And sometimes my patience gets tried. Thank God my wife has patience enough for all four of us in this house. She is so good when it comes to that, and I try to be more like her in that way. I don't always succeed, but I try, I try to catch myself. See, I'm feeling better already just talking to y'all and doing this. It's kind of like I'm shaving my face. I'm mowing my face. I'm mowing the front yard here. Don't get dirty. Don't, Not today. Not today. All right. Some more Gillette Foamy. I wish, I still, from what I understand, they still make this stuff, the scent, but I haven't been able to find it. And you can only buy it like on eBay and like lots of 50. I can't just go to the store and buy it. Maybe you can near you. But I want to compare and contrast the two sometime, modern versus this vintage stuff. I will clean this off when I'm done. I will dry it off. I will clean the nozzle and I'll put it back in the cabinet. So what I do with my razors and stuff that I don't use every single day, I clean them before I put them away. So don't worry, even though I'm known for Grandpa Grungy. This blade isn't doing too bad. This razor is mild. I mean, it's not great. It's not the greatest shave I've had, but that's okay. It's more the novelty of it, you know, the decades, the 50s, 60s, and 70s. If I could go back in time, and I think I've discussed this before, I would go back to 1958 and live through, say, 1966, 67, just to experience it. The architecture, the fashion, the music, the talent. You know, knowing what I know now, you know, and then going back. I think that would be cool. I'd sneak over to Hamburg in 1960 and watch the Beatles performing in the Reeperbahn. I tried to get tickets for the Rat Pack in Las Vegas the same year. I would have unlimited funds, of course. Of course. I mean, that goes without saying. I would just be able to jet set all over the world when jet setting was something brand new. Oh yeah, no problem. I've got a couple of nicks down here. All right, all right. Comes with the territory, folks. I don't have a vintage Allen block, so I won't be doing that. I can only go so far with these premises, guys, okay? Anyway, let's talk about the here and now. I hope you're all staying safe. I hope your families aren't driving you too crazy. I hope you're not driving your families too crazy. It's a two-way street, folks. Let me see. Just do a spot check right there. Take it from a couple different angles. Do like the X marks the spot there. There we go. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. It's good enough. Good enough. Cold water. And then we go back in time to the 1950s with some Yardleys. We had the Beatles, we had Sinatra. We had Lennon, and we got Sinatra. We got Sinatra, and we got Lennon. And we got me. And we got you. All right. Let's see. Where is it? Ah, there it is. The Yardley's English. How's that doing down there? I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. Vintage. It's not my favorite scent. Sorry, Frank. It's not my favorite scent. I'm not going to use very much. It's a strange, very old-fashioned scent. Now, this bottle is still, it seems as potent as ever, from what I can tell. But it's, Yardley of London. It goes away, you know, as all good aftershave should. They shouldn't linger too long. They shouldn't overpower you or your loved ones or whatever. And I think that's it. I mentioned executive-shaving.co.uk. My friend Mike has an Instagram, Mike Shaves. I'm going to put a link down to his Instagram. He's starting a new shaving Instagram. A lot of people have asked if I have like an Instagram or a Twitter. I don't really. I have a personal one, but I don't ever do anything with it. But check out Mike Shaves. I'll put his link down below. He's trying to start that up. So try to give support to anybody that wants to share this sort of style of shaving with the world. So check him out. And thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for commenting. Like I said, and I say this all the time, I read every single comment. I can't always reply. So I put a little heart next to it to let you know I've read it, even if I can't say anything in particular. Because I haven't enough pens. All right, that's it, folks. Have a great weekend. Have a good time. Get outside, get some exercise, do some good stuff. Stay safe, stay clean. Love everybody equally. Love your family. Yeah, and that's it. That's the advice. That's the dad advice for today. Take it or leave it. I will see you all on Monday.